Hi guys, it's Nina from VR Focus. Got some pretty exciting news for you today, and also for the non-VR gamers as well. CCP Games, the creator of EVE Valkyrie, are releasing a new expansion on September the 26th, EVE Valkyrie Warzone. It's got new maps, it's got new ships, it's got a new progression system for each ship, so you'll be able to customize every ship going into battle, a new game mode, Capture the Flag, as well as a new wormhole with weekly challenges. Now, the original EVE Valkyrie was launched with the Oculus Rift in March 2016 and consequently moved to the PlayStation VR and the HTC Vive. The biggest news is that EVE Valkyrie Warzone is going to be cross-platform. It's a big deal. So if you don't own a VR headset and you want to play, you got a PC or you got a PlayStation, you'll be able to play with your VR players on those platforms. So you can join people who are on a Rift, on an HTC Vive, or a PlayStation VR, and you all be able to play at the same time. How awesome is that? The game will cost you $29.99 unless you already own the game, in which case you are getting it for free. I did several interviews with CCP back at EVE FanFest, if you can remember, and I was asking them about the future of VR and where they were going with it. And no one actually really mentioned cross-platform being such a big deal, but I think it is, because if you look at the trailer, you will see at the very end, cross-reality. I've never heard of this term before. Maybe it's a popular term, or they've coined it, it's a new term, but I think it's a pretty big deal for them. There are several questions that kind of come to mind when I think about this. CCP Games is massive, EVE is massive, and if they are making a VR game cross-platform available for people who don't own a VR headset, what does it mean for the VR market? Andrew Williams, lead game designer at CCP Newcastle Studios, said not having access to VR hardware will no longer hold gamers back from diving weapons first into an intense, highly competitive space combat with friends. Hilmar Viger Peterson, the CEO of CCP Games, said, "We're starting the next step in EVE Valkyrie's journey to bringing this great game to an even wider audience, those who haven't made the leap into VR yet, all while we continue to experiment with additional unannounced VR projects in development." What does it mean for other VR studios out there when a huge company like CCP Games that do EVE make their game cross-platform? I think personally, if you have a VR game, VR is a completely new medium, and when you create something for VR, it is only for VR, meaning that you wouldn't be able to have the full experience if you went to PC or PlayStation or another platform. VR is for VR, and it's not made to go cross-platform. But I could be wrong here, because maybe this is a good way of getting other gamers interested in VR. Has EVE Valkyrie run its VR cycle and they're not making enough money and they have to make it cross-platform? Is it something that the fans have been asking for? Like all this time, do they want to also be in VR and then also play it on their PC when they're getting tired of playing it in VR? If you are an EVE Valkyrie fan and you own a VR headset and you play EVE Valkyrie and you also play EVE on your PC, do you want that? Is that a thing that I'm unaware of? I'm very interested in hearing your opinion about that. Overall, does it mean that VR isn't making any money? CCP Games and EVE is massive, and if you've got a game that's done so well, like EVE Valkyrie, for virtual reality, does it mean that there just isn't enough people there? Does it mean that there's not enough people out there who own VR headsets to make this a sustainable practice? What does that mean for young, up-and-coming VR game companies and studios that want to specifically make something for VR? If you are a VR developer and you're interested in building VR games or VR experiences or apps, what does this mean for you? Let me know your thoughts. Write them down in the comment sections below or tweet them to us. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time.